Hello, everyone, and welcome to Constructor Clash. I'm Spencer. I'm joined by Matt.
Hey, how's it going?
Dude, sorry I'm slow to get on today.
That's no problem.
Gotta take my kid across the world, it felt like.
I'm glad you have arrived home safely.
Yeah, we're home. We're ready to play some leagues, or a league at least. Modern League. We'll select one of those things. And then we'll, wait, where's my deck?
It's because it has versions that aren't the right ones.
Ah.
You can actually still select it, though. It doesn't matter. It will just auto-populate the versions.
Oh, will it? Oh, let's just pull up the deck. How do I have a different version of Stomping Ground all of a sudden? Now that's a little interesting. But let's turn off the music so we can get into this. Okay, so today we're gonna be playing Titanshift. We're playing. This isn't the right deck.
Yeah, it should be number 2.
This is number 2. Oh. There we go. There we go. Okay. Cool. Well, I will. So, how do I fix it automatically?
So just right click on the anywhere on the page that's right there, and then just go update.
Boom. Now I have this Wooded Foothills and other stuff. But let's get into this. So, this is the deck that I'm considering playing. The kind of for the MCQ this week, Matt. The cards that I'm kind of wondering about is this Fracturing Gust, whether it should be something else, whether I need a third Damping Sphere, and then kind of, whether this Hour of Promise is better than a Chandra. I'm pretty happy with most of this outside of the Bloodstained Mire. I think this could probably... You suggested Wooded Foothill, or Verdant Catacombs, and I think that's a pretty good suggestion.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure whether you need more green or red fetches, but...
I think you want all of your fetches to be able to... I mean,
I could definitely imagine it being awkward to have to get... If you wanted to get a red source, it would have to be painful with the Verdant.
That's true.
Sometimes you just want to get all mountains, right? Like, especially if you have a Primeval Titan or a Summoner's Pact hand.
Yeah. When I originally thought about playing Field of the Dead, the first thing that I thought of was playing Prismatic Vista. So
Sure, that could be good.
that was my first thought. But yeah, we're gonna try this out today. We'll kind of do a post game afterwards for patrons over on for the Constructive Criticism patrons. Speaking of which, I was going to take this opportunity to kind of let people know who my new co-host is going to be on Constructive Criticism. If you follow us on Twitter, you know that Trey and Mason are going to be leaving the show, and I have a new co-host. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull this image up, Matt. So my new co-host, Matt, is Matthew Kling, GP Top 8 competitor, nickname MTJesus, former Halo 3 competitor, MTGO grinder, and you once won a GPT.
Yeah, that's all true.
So tell me really quickly about the Halo 3 competitor. How will that come into your coming back to the podcast?
Well, I do tend to ramble on about Halo from time to time, but I doubt that will come up very much.
Are you excited?
Yeah,
I'm pretty stoked. It also makes this more like this Constructed Clash thing that we're doing weekly more of a thing that's tied to the podcast. It makes a lot more sense, and I'm excited to kind of tie those two more closely together.
Right.
So, all right. Well, let's get started. I'm gonna go ahead and remove your face from the stream, and we'll get into this. I'll go ahead and join. Apparently I have tickets and points for what it's worth. Oh no, I have to buy them. All right. All right, let's get in here. So you got another trophy, right? So now you're...
It wasn't in Modern, though.
Oh, it was in Legacy.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be climbing the Modern trophy leaderboard, Matt.
Well, I already have enough Modern points, so I was looking to get some Legacy points.
Fair enough. All right. I don't think I've had a modern queue take 17 seconds in a while.
Yeah, I had a queue time of like a couple of minutes the other day.
In modern?
Uh huh.
Interesting. Okay.
It seems just kind of random, honestly. I've had vintage leagues where the queue times were 5 seconds apiece, and then modern queue times where like the average was like a minute. So
Alright, here we go. Let's jump in here. Try and win the die roll. I think this hand is a keep. It's like not the best keep, but I would keep this.
sure, I can believe it. It's definitely not ideal, but it has a redraw in it and a ramp spell and a payoff. So
Sure. Hey, if I turn on the music, can you tell me if how we sound?
uh, I could probably do that. Yeah.
Let's see if we can figure that out. I'm gonna go ahead and keep this. I will. I think you're supposed to lead on mountain, uh, and play the relic. So I'm gonna do that.
Is there so? Walk me through your thought process on leading with the mountain versus
You want
the
to lead with
forest.
the? Oh,
I don't have a preference. I'm just asking why each one is important.
I I think that it's better to get your mountains and play first. Sometimes you want to, like, if you don't have to play a forest, you don't want to. Like, if I end up drawing
Sure, if you drew like a some kind of a like
a,
a Cineglade or whatever.
right, or if I just
Yeah.
draw a sequence where like I don't have to play this forest with this wooded foothills plus this, I don't know.
Right.
It's
Yeah. It could be better to have 5 mountains and a Valakut in play or whatever versus having
yeah,
that basic forest.
exactly. This matchup is pretty good for us.
Yeah, especially when we just have the relic because we're savages.
Yeah, I wonder if I should not lead on relic for what it's worth.
That sounds really greedy to me.
That's fair.
They have to play into it anyway, right? Like,
Yeah, that's true.
it's not like yeah, it's not like you can pop it on the first turn, first of all. So they're gonna do everything they're gonna do anyway.
See, now I am even more tempted, right?
Yeah, I would probably lead on the search because, like I said, you cannot pop it on the first turn anyway.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I am gonna do it off the forest though, because this matchup, your life total actually matters.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense, especially because their blood gas get haste when you go below 10.
Yeah.
The music volume sounds good, by the way.
Dope. I thought it would, but I just wanted to double check. It's kind of a good draw for our opponent against our hand.
Yeah, I mean it's a decent draw, but I don't think that we're terribly concerned about getting 20 by this stuff, right? But we'll be able to get a Titan and play before this, and
Yeah.
they don't have anything going on in their graveyard yet, so
Yeah. Do you want to play the relic this turn due to the Shriekhorn still being in play?
yeah, I definitely want to play the relic this turn.
Yeah, I think so too.
They also may just have like a dredger that they're waiting to
To
pop
just-
the neonate with.
Yeah.
You should tap it. You should just do it now. It never gets better. It only gets worse the longer you wait.
I was confused what you were talking about for a second.
Yeah, it's not the most percentage points you can gain, but it's not nothing either.
Yeah, that's fair.
Just limiting your opponent's decisions are just strictly better. Is that Conflagrate and
A cathartic reunion.
Cathartic? Okay. I don't really see any reason to do anything yet. They're discarding what?
Creeping chill.
Okay, it's also fun. I mean, they haven't done anything. There's no reason to. No
Yeah,
reason for us to do anything.
I certainly don't think so. I think we're just gonna play this Tribalder and pass.
Yeah. Honestly, I think that their draw is pretty anemic so far. It's possible they have a cathartic that they would have been able to use if we didn't have. I mean, they. I mean, their hand would have to be cathartic dredger for us to
Even worry about
have
that.
this relic matter at all. Yeah, like it feels like we're just beating them on the regular game plan because their draw kind of
Is
didn't
mopey.
do what they were hoping. Yeah.
Yeah. I think so too.
Which is like pretty reasonable though, right? Like, I mean, we're a turn 4 combo deck. That's one of the main reasons why this matchup's so good. It's not because of the hate cards.
No, certainly not. It has very little to do with, you know, the fact that we have relics. Like, the relics could be pretty much anywhere in the 75, and it would be mostly the same. Is there a reason to grab this forest at this point? I don't think so.
I wouldn't. I would definitely grab a mountain. I don't think it matters which one because you already have the regular one in play and snow covered in hand. So.
Okay. Well, we have a couple of options here. I think the best thing to do is just play the Tri-Builder. Yeah, I think that's actually just easily the best with the Titan in hand.
Definitely. I also like playing it off of basic mountain because holding fetches for after Primeval Titan is just better.
Yeah, I agree.
Especially, it's not as big of a deal with Valakut, but with Field of the Dead, if somehow we find ourselves in a game where that makes sense, the fetch lands count for 2.
Right. Okay. So they have a loam now. Is there?
Oh, definitely not. You're really trying to stop the payoffs, not the engine.
Right. My thought is that I wouldn't do it in response to even the loam. So, what?
Yeah, it'd be close on them casting the loam. Maybe not though. I just feel like the only way we can really lose this game is a big conflict rate, but it just looks like it's too slow. So.
I'm tempted to do this now.
That's what I was saying, but I don't think it's actually good because.
Well, they already have the conflict rate in the yard, right?
Yeah, I mean you can. It's probably fine. It could go It could go badly if they like have cathartic in hand and then mill with Shriekhorn next turn and somehow hit a really insane amount of creeping chills.
Yeah, I'm gonna pop it because I don't think that I'll have a turn to do it for 2 turns.
Right. Yeah, it makes sense. What did they mill? Bloodghast and Shriekhorn?
Yeah. Yeah, I just like sacking this, grabbing Mountain, playing Titan.
Yeah, I agree. I assume you're gonna fetch up a Cinderglade?
Yeah. I think I have Primeval Titans.
Yeah, I would have liked to have played the Windswept Heath. It's pretty marginal again.
Oh,
but
I meant to.
Windswept Heath can
I
get-
actually meant to do that. I was gonna say that in the stream, and then I didn't, and I should have. If I had said it, I probably would have remembered to do it. So.
But yeah, if you have a more specific fetch and a less so what if else can get any land and Windswept Heath can only get forests. So if you know you're going to get a forest, it's better to use the Heath.
Yeah, I agree. Is there any thought to killing either of these creatures instead of just playing this Valakut?
I don't think so. I mean, killing the Bloodghast doesn't really do anything. I mean, they have another Bloodghast in the yard now, so it probably doesn't hurt you. But I would rather just get 2 Valakuts.
I also would rather get 2 Valakuts, especially with Titans in hand. Like our opponent's actually just dead on board now.
Right. I would guess they have to dredge Thug. Yeah, I don't think they have time for loam stuff. They didn't hit any creeping chills, so that probably is game over. Unless they have cathartic. Which they do.
That could get them somewhere. They got one.
Yeah, I mean it would if we didn't already have more Titans in hand, right? Like, if it could bring them to a break point where they would get an extra turn, it would make sense. But I mean,
Well,
even with just hitting one chill, you know, it would only prevent us from killing them if we had no ramp spells or lands.
Oh, well, they're just dead with now, right?
Yeah, they're dead because we have Titans. I mean, like I said, just a land would kill them. So.
Okay. Well, I don't think. I mean, we just attack, grab Volokit Mountain, play Titan Mountain, right?
I would not do that. A lot of that's a waste of time. I would play the mountain, go face for 6, and then attack, and then go face for 12, and then bring the Titan deal the damage.
Trying to do the most damage, Matt. I can't be playing. I'm playing for a PTQ here, not this silly Moto League.
I mean, what's the incentive to do more damage in a PTQ?
It's just the right play.
I don't think that's true. Saving yourself time so you don't get draws is better.
That's probably true. Do I do this? I'm trying to learn how to...
Yeah, you can. I've never used that function before, so I'm not 100% sure how it works.
I'm just going to do this then.
Okay.
Hitting our good matchups early, man. What's up with that?
Yeah, it's nice. I found the easiest way to do well is to hit your good matchups early and then get lucky later.
I've also found that to be true. So, this matchup, you basically just want Anger of the Gods. I've tried Baloth a few times. I typically find it's actually not that good. I don't know. Do you have any thoughts on it?
I would not really have reason to believe that Baloth was good.
Yeah. Acid Moss is not good though, so it is possible that you would rather have a Baloth than that. I could believe that.
I might just rather have Tracker than a Baloth though, if we're just bringing it in for a thing to be better than Acid Moss.
Would you?
Yeah, I mean, one of them only costs 3 mana and the other one costs 4, so...
Well, they both cost 4 mana.
That's not true. You can play that one on 3.
Sure. I'll try it. I've never done that, but I'll try it. I'm always willing to try.
I'm not saying that I think that it's necessarily a good card, but it's all contextual, right? Like, was playing a league with Jund last night, and I sided in Collector Oof for the second time in Jund against Burn, because he just needed to take the Dark Confidence and thought seizes out for something, you know?
Yeah, that's fair. That is, in fact, a reasonable take.
My Burn opponents always give me weird looks through the internet for doing it.
I can feel their weird looks. Well, I'm gonna lead on this. Well,
I much prefer to lead on the Valakut.
Yeah.
Like, I just think getting the tap land out of the way makes a lot of sense. Your opponent might have a Ghost Quarter, but that's not really that big of a deal.
no,
I would be surprised if they
our
had
opponent's gonna
Crumble
be
Dust.
dead pretty early with this hand if they don't kill us quickly.
Right. Yeah, honestly, them taking a turn off to Ghost Quarter is probably best case for us.
That was
They just they cast a Cathartic with no Dredgers?
that was awkward.
Okay. I prefer to get Stomping Ground, but...
I also would prefer to get Stomping Ground. Yeah, I'm gonna get Stomping Ground.
Yeah. I mean, you don't have a Titan right now, but you might. And we do have Hour of Promise, which kind of functions like a Titan. This is the one thing I don't like about Field of the Dead, is that it incentivizes you to get lands that are definitely worse to get now. Right, like in the past you would always get Stomping Grounds there because you can cycle the Shelter Thicket.
Well, so I don't think that's actually true in this matchup. I usually get Shelter Thicket early in this matchup because the matchup doesn't take very long and you usually don't have time to do this. I could be wrong for doing that, but that is sure, typically what I do.
A reasonable point. Even still, my original point remains valid.
Yeah, I mean, that could be very well true as well. Yeah.
It's not necessarily a problem with Field of the Dead, just more a problem of it's harder to play with, I guess.
Why
like
is
one of the decisions is correct and one of them is not.
Why is it saying that I have game actions that I can take?
That's not how Moto works. Oh, did you hit F8?
Yes.
No, I don't know then. Maybe it's because it's counting Sweltering Suns even though you don't have the mana for it.
Yeah, I don't know. That's really weird.
I know it's kind of buggy with certain things. I never used that feature, so but I know with like Mishra's Workshop, it didn't work at all.
Okay.
It would just assume that you never had mana to cast anything, and you would just pass through all your turns. I mean, this was quite some time ago, so they probably fixed that, but...
Well, our opponents just went off.
Kind of. I mean... They didn't really do much with it, though, right?
Yeah, I mean, they only have to deal us 9, though, right? I mean, I guess they're not going to deal us anything, though, because we're about to play this Volakut and wipe their board and deal them 6.
Right. Yeah, I don't think they're going to be able to do 14 from hand very often. How many Dredgers do they have in the yard right now?
None.
0? Okay.
They have a Life from the Loam in hand with a Cycler in the graveyard.
Right. But that feels like way too slow, right?
Yeah. I mean, especially since they're literally just dead. It usually helps for your opponent to be dead when you want them to be dead.
Would it have been better to get 3 Velakuts there? Because you could have just dealt 9 damage with the 1 mountain, right? Wiped their board and then dealt them 3 to the face.
I thought about that.
And then, like, if for whatever reason they, like, thought seized you and took the Escape Shift, you would still have lethal.
I had Ghost Quarter in the back of my head. I guess that wouldn't have mattered, though. Now that I'm thinking about it, it just actually doesn't matter.
Well, it's actually just better against Ghost Quarter.
Yeah.
To get 3 Velakuts.
Yeah, okay. Yep. Good call out, Matt.
What's your stance on Prismatic Omen?
I usually don't play it. I've played it a couple times. I think it's usually bad Farseek.
Right. It definitely can be, but
it's better if you're playing 2 Hour of Promise, though.
It's also better if people aren't taking a lot of damage from their lands, right? Like if you play against more of the Urza deck and things like that, where they're going to be at 20 life. Like where if you went Farseek Scape Shift when you started with 6 mana, that would only be 18. Whereas if you went Prismatic Omen Scape Shift, it's like 100.
Should we Salt the Wound?
I wouldn't. Again, I would just play Basic Mountain because it's going to deal them 12. Oh, actually, that's not even true.
Yeah.
You have to Scape Shift and sack a land.
It's okay. It's gonna be okay.
Yeah, I'm sure.
They're gonna die.
I would expect that they'll just concede to the Scape Shift, but...
Good talk. Good talk. Well, that's like one of your very best matchups, so I don't expect that to happen again.
Right. Yeah, that seems to be true for a lot of Titan decks. I know that I've heard other players say that that's their best matchup for Amulet as well.
Is that true of Tron?
Well, Tron's not a Titan deck.
I know, but I'm wondering. I'm wondering if it's true.
I think the matchup has tended to favor Tron, but not like insanely so.
Okay. I would keep this.
Yeah, this looks good. Ish. I mean, it's not. It's slightly worse than the hand we kept in game 1 of the last round, I would say.
Yeah,
because the Rex Sage is in a redraw. But if we're really running hot and then we're just playing against
an artifact deck.
Yeah, some kind of artifact or enchantment deck, then.
Well, this matchup is really bad, so.
Yeah, that makes some sense.
I might do this.
Maybe if we play the Valakut, we can trick them into
yeah,
discording
I was just thinking that. I don't think it worked.
Yeah, it's pretty unlikely for that one to work. Most of the players that are playing Amulet right now really know their deck and know what they need to do. So.
Yeah. Well, we ran hot on good matchups for a moment there, Matt.
For all one of them?
Yeah.
What's your opinion on the positioning of this deck right now?
Amulet?
No, Titanshift.
I think it's like close to tier 1 right now. I wouldn't be playing it if I didn't think that. Like,
sure, I'm just curious which matchups do you like and not like? That was more. I was looking for like a more detailed breakdown.
Got it. Yeah, I like. That was the wrong land to play. I guess it doesn't matter. The only way I'm going to win this game is with Scape Shift, so it actually just doesn't matter which lands I play.
Yeah, often. Although you could theoretically play a Titan to kill their Titan if you found yourself in a game like that.
That's fair. It's definitely wrong with 4 mountains in my hand, and and 2 of them being dual lands.
Right. So I assume you like your burn matchup, right? Because I've spoken with you about this before.
Yeah, I think it's decent. It's not like insane for you or anything, but I like that. I like Tron. I don't like this matchup. I obviously like Jund. I think that you're much more favored against the Stoneblade decks than you were against the Blue-Eye decks, and the Blue-Eye decks were often a good matchup for you depending on how they were constructed. So it kind of just depends.
That's interesting to hear you say that. Why would you think that your matchup against Stoneblade would be better than your matchup against Blue-White?
Because they started tapping their mana on turn 2 when you ramp. And they don't play Cryptic Command as much anymore.
Sure. It's possible. It just seems like the pressure would help them, if anything. Like, they're playing a bunch of, spell snares, so it's definitely possible for them to... Yeah, I would. I don't see, like, any way that we could possibly win this game, so...
I'm glad we had that talk.
Yeah. Damping Sphere seems like the actual best card in this matchup.
Yeah, I'm a
fan. Possibly the only thing that matters.
I like this Abrade.
Yeah, I would side in the Abrade. The Abrade for sure. I might even side in Grudge on the play. Claim also probably for sure.
Their deck when they don't have Amulet is like kind of mopey.
Yeah, I think you can beat basically all of their non-Amulet draws, because even if they play a Titan, they're not killing you with it. So I like loading up on the ways to kill Amulet.
Yeah, I wonder if boarding out a... Well, I
think the Wrath suck.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then just in the Grudge.
In the Grudge. I feel like I want Tracker, but that's probably greedy.
I don't usually think that it's very good against like non-Thoughtseize decks, or like decks that are trying to 1-for-1 you in some way, right?
Yeah. I kind of want to cut one of those trackers for a Thragtusk for the PTQ.
Mm-hmm.
I think that it's like good against a lot of the same decks, but good against Burn. And
yeah, that's true. I mean, it would hurt you a little bit against like Blue-White X, right?
Yeah, but it's still worth it against Blue-White X to board in usually. That's
sure.
Thragtusk, but...
How do you feel about your Urza matchup with this deck?
It is. It's one of the reasons that I put Fraction Gust back in the deck.
Sure.
Like
Does
it's.
that do much against them? I guess
I
it does if they don't have an Urza draw.
Yeah. It's the matchup is not what I would hope. And being not insane against the best deck in the format is usually not my favorite place to be. But
Right. Yeah, I agree that your devoted druid matchup's not very good.
I kind of like grabbing either. Yeah, I kind of want to grab the Shelter Thicket, to be honest.
Sure. Yeah, I can believe that. I would have grabbed Stomping Ground, but I think that's just because I'm a novice.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna snap off this Grudge.
Yeah, I agree. It also slows them down a lot if they have like Bounce Land Azusa. It's gonna have to be like Azusa's not coming down next turn.
Right. Well, I think I want to lead on this. Well, I actually want to lead on this. So here's the reason. Is if I can keep them from casting Azusa next turn by making them think about Ghost Quartering, I would prefer to do that.
Yeah, I think playing the Valakut and the Farseek is correct this turn. I don't know that it matters which order you do them in.
Oh, I don't think it does. The order, I don't think matters at all, but... I'm just going to grab a Stomping Grounds. Well, that was a decent draw. I don't know that it's going to matter, though. Is this worth it to do now? Like, I don't know this matchup well enough to know.
Yeah, I'm just thinking for a second. It probably is worth it, honestly.
I think so, too. I think I like that better.
I mean, it's also just like Hour of Promise. This turn doesn't really do that
anything.
Much. Yeah. Yeah, I think the only way we could really have lost from this spot is by casting Hour of Promise this turn and then getting Amuleted, right? Which is what's happening. So, like, Grudge now, this trigger on the stack.
I don't know why it's not letting me.
It will. They just have to stack their trigger
Oh,
first.
okay.
Yeah, this is the other reason that it costs green, though.
Well, I didn't want it to.
But yeah, this is the other reason why I like Bolt over Hour of Promise. Because if we had just Hour of Promise there,
Probably just
then
dead.
they could just Titan this turn, and then we probably lose the game.
Alright, so this brings us to 3, 4, so we can't do both. So if we go do this, grab Volakut Mountain, this mountain deals them 6, or you just play this mountain and grab Volakut Mountain, deal them 6.
Yeah, I like grabbing Valakut Mountain and playing Mountain. Any order you prefer. Okay. Believable.
I was thinking how Mason had talked about on the podcast how he doesn't like that card in this deck, and how he doesn't think it's good in this matchup. When I was casting that, I was like, I wonder if they'll have it.
Yeah, it's definitely a thing that it could be on your radar, but I mean, there's no way that you're not casting Hour Promise there to play around Scape Shift, right? Or to play around Spell Pierce. Like, even if you knew that they sided it in, I wouldn't do that. So.
Well, I'm not gonna just hold this.
Yeah. What would be the motivation to hold it? Try to draw another Valakut?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. There's no way they can afford to sack the,
Even if they do Ghost Quarter, the trigger's still going in the stack, right? I guess they could
Ghost
sack
Quarter in
it,
response to the spell, right?
Yeah, in response to the spell. They still take 6, though.
That's true. They would have still taken 6.
This is like a Mopey Titan, though, right? Because like they get Titan, but they don't have Amulet in play, so.
Moby Titan. Like it. And they are not dead to Titan. They are dead to just Scapeshift.
So they have an untapped land. They can cast another Titan next turn. This forest is a bummer.
Yeah, it would have been sweet as a mountain.
Yeah. Yeah, that forest could definitely lose us this game. Like if we draw a mountain next turn.
They are dead to Titan now though.
That's true.
So they're dead to Titan. They're dead
They're
to
dead with Titan plus the bolt. That might not actually be true anyway, because if they Ghost Quarter in response, then you go 3 plus 6. It's only 9.
They're not dead to Titan anymore.
I mean, even if they hadn't played the Radiant Fountain, there wouldn't have been enough, right? Because it's 9 plus 3 is 12.
Only if they Ghost Quartered, right?
Yeah.
I assumed they were playing another Titan. Oh, they'll have enough to do both though.
Sure, they can do that. Not for both though. They're gonna just have enough for Titan here.
Alright.
They're gonna get pulled. Okay. That's not the end of the game, right? Like they're not attacking with the Titan next turn. Or not attacking with a new Titan, so. Hold on. So if you play the Valakut and then say go, and then they attack you for 12, right? They have to have. Yeah, there's no way they have life limit.
Okay.
Because they would have to have 2 land drops this turn, right? Like they would have to, or if they play an amulet, they can kill you. But they can't give it double strike plus any power, right? So it's only 12.
Sure.
So like if you bolt them and then draw Primeval Titan, you get lethal. Even through the Force of Negation. Or not Force of Negation, Pact of Negation. Oh no, I guess that doesn't work through Pact, right? I was thinking it was Force of Negation. Yeah, we're just definitely dead.
I thought we were dead.
Yeah, no, I was thinking it was counter target non-creature spell.
I was like waiting for us to figure out what we would draw. I was like, all right, Matt says we're not dead. I don't know. I didn't know what could possibly beat a pact.
Right. No, right.
I guess we could have beaten a pact.
If we had drawn Titan that turn.
Titan that turn, and then drawn
another Titan.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Yeah, Scapeshift or Titan. Both of those turns.
I lost the Daryl again, man. It feels bad.
Unlucky.
I think I'm gonna play the Prismatic Vista at the MCQ for what it's worth, without testing.
Sure.
I probably won't. I'll probably play a Burning Catacombs. The thing is...
You could also just test it. That would be another reasonable option.
No. Then I have to play more Magic than right now. I'm, like, feeling pretty sick today. And, like, wanted to do this because, like, I, love your face and stuff. Even though I can't see it. And, I love the listeners and the viewers. But, yeah, I mostly feel like poop.
Yeah, I've not been feeling well today either, so... Both toughing it out for the masses.
Gotta get that clout, man. Gotta get that clout. I'm gonna mulligan this.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think you play enough green sources to be able to keep hands without. But certainly not on sevens.
So the options here are pitching Volk, pitching Relic, and pitching Lightning Bolt, and maybe Bloodstained Mire. I guess you could make an argument for any of those. I think I like pitching Relic.
Yeah, I agree. That one's just the most narrow. I don't have any interest in pitching one. I think it was basically only between Bolt and Relic, and Bolt is more likely to have use.
I'm gonna Bolt that.
I think you can get away with searching on them.
All right, I'll do that because you said that, but I would Bolt it typically.
Okay.
But I'm here to learn. I've actually never played this matchup, but I actually assume this is bad for me.
Yeah, they're probably a little bit fast. If you try Anger the Gods or whatever. Okay. Some of the lists are playing Runaway Steamkin, so I would probably rather Bolt that than
That's
Soul
my
Star.
favorite screenshot you've ever sent me, by the way.
Oh, the one where I just got like 30'd on my opponent having no land. There was more than that. It was. They had like 6 creatures that were 15, 16s.
So like
They actually chained off 13 spells in one turn. Just like. Okay. This is probably actually the max punish for not bolting that this turn. This last turn.
I feel the punish, man. I feel it.
But that being said, I think slowing down our game plan is also bad. So.
Well, I feel better now that we
You
do
should
the
just do
acid
this
moss.
now, right? You should just bolt it now. Because
Fine.
if they have prowess and want to save it, like they're using it on your turn instead of your turn. Like suppose your opponent has Lava Dart there.
Yeah. that
On
makes
their
sense.
turn they would probably do it, but on your turn it's like a lot worse. This turn you get to Acid Moss, which is actually pretty good, I think.
That was an
They
interesting
probably-
use of that
they-
gut
well, they-
shot.
They probably have Bedlam Reveler, is what's happening over there. And they just like miscounted in some way. No. Or it's also possible they wanted to cast it and stay at 20 because they felt like the breakpoint was important.
Okay. I'm gonna grab Forest here because of the Bloodstained Mire.
Sure, that makes sense. See, it would have been way better as Prismatic Vista right there. We don't even need to test it. I can tell you to snap it off right now.
Yeah. I also felt like it would have been way better as Prismatic Vista. I mean, it also would have been way better as Verdant Catacombs, right?
Sure.
I guess it would have been the same as Verdant Catacombs.
Sheltered Thicket.
Is there a reason not to grab the Sheltered Thicket?
I don't think so. I think that you'd be willing to deal yourself 2 damage if it meant casting a Titan next turn.
Do they all play this?
No, that's pretty weird. Yeah, it must just be because they wanted to stay above 18. Wow. All the things that I'm saying are coming to fruition right now.
Alright, I have 4 mountains right now. So I have to grab Mountain.
Yeah, that's probably wise. Just grab Mountain. We should definitely set it up to where we can kill them next turn, whatever we do.
Well,
It might actually. What if you just grab Volakit instead?
Well, the problem with that, are they? Can I just do that next turn anyway, though?
You should just grab Volakit Mountain. I just don't think that there's any reason to need to deal damage right now. And if they kill,
Well, we can't. We don't win this game if they kill this Titan. Well, maybe we do. Here's
give
the
some
deal.
respect, right? So like that's why I like setting up a lethal through them killing the Titan.
You want to grab Volakit?
Yeah, I think Volakit is the right grab. Because then you can grab Mountain. It's 18. I guess that's not a kill though.
It is with the Wood Elves.
Well, you'd have to be able to cast Wood Elves. Oh, you can cast Wood Elves.
I can cast Wood Elves and Titan.
Yeah. Nice.
I grabbed this Cinder Glade.
Yeah, makes sense. I guess the maximum punish for this is that they play another Swift Spear and then like Manamorphose 7 times or whatever. Like you'd have to live in a world where you both couldn't block and they didn't have to waste 6 damage on your Titan.
Alright, so I might as well just attack with the Titan first, right?
Sure. It's literally a choose your own adventure, I'm sure, at this point. Like, if they had the way to kill the Titan, they would have done so already. They're just checking to see if you have another land, I guess. I find myself in this position against Volakit sometimes where I'm like, I'm technically not dead on board, but I can't actually come up with cards that they could have in their hand that would not kill me. Like, if the 3 cards in their hand were basic forest, I guess I'd be alive. Did you watch the SCG coverage where it was Scapeshift versus, or it might have been a GP actually, it was Scapeshift versus Affinity, and the Affinity player was at like 2 life with the Valakut player having, like, they needed 1 more mountain to kill their opponent. So every draw in the deck was lethal, including like the lightning bolts in the deck, except for Scapeshift was the only one that wasn't lethal.
I did see this, but somebody sent me this video.
Yeah, they only had 6 lands in play, and they drew 4 Scapeshifts in a row and died to like a 2/2 Ravager.
It's the bad beats, man.
Yeah, that was the worst.
Do you like relics in this matchup? I think it's too slow.
We're playing against Prowess. Yeah, I don't think we're very good. I had to remember what we were playing against for a second. So. Our opponent didn't do very much in that game.
Sage seems bad.
Yeah, I think that the Angers are good. They have like Bedlam Revelers which get around them, but it's kind of fine. I always want to be able to side and claim for my own stuff whenever I have claims in the sideboard, but there are very few decks where you actually get to do
that. I think we probably could sideboard out.
I would just take out one of the 4 mana ramp spells. I mean, it's either that or Wood Elves, whatever you think.
Yeah.
They do actually run a pretty low land count, so it's possible to add some losses better than Wood Elves blocks, so
Yeah.
there you go.
Snapkeep.
Yeah, definitely is a keep. I don't have a lot of hope for this hand on the draw still, but could get there. We just need our opponent to get a little bit unlucky.
We running it back? We gonna go search for tomorrow first?
Yeah, I think so. I would honestly do it off basic forest. Maybe
Well,
not,
I
but-
have an hour promise in my hand.
Yeah, maybe it's better for stomping rounds. Probably is, because it gives you the option to like draw a Valakut or something. next
Well,
turn, be
that's
able
what I'm
to
saying. I have an hour promise in my hand.
No, I'm saying just because if you drew Valakut next turn, you couldn't actually play the tap land.
Oh, sure.
And got a forest.
That's fair. Light of
But
the
yeah,
stage.
in general, I agree that the thing that searches up 2 lands also makes it make sense, because we're probably speeding up our turn by a full clock by having only mountains in play.
Man, they had it both times, Matt.
Yep.
Wow. All right, we're so dead. Ooh.
Pretty good.
All right. So is there a reason not to just bolt now?
I don't think so.
You would bolt now?
Yeah.
I think so too.
Is there any thought to playing the fetch land there?
So
It's like now you might either have to take damage off this or get a basic forest, and
I will
before we
definitely
get-
not have to get a basic forest, right?
okay. I mean, only if you had something that was double green, right?
Well, I have a green source and a green source here, right?
Sure, that's true.
Whoa, why did he cast Manamorphose first? He must have Blood Moon.
No, it's because he only has 2 lands.
Well, he has these 2 cards in exile.
Right, but you
This
can't
has-
cast. Sure, I don't know why you would cast Manamorphose first, but I'm saying like they obviously didn't have the 3rd land in hand, right? Otherwise they would have cast Swift Spear then Manamorphose.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, that makes sense. Wow. Alright, we're taking a truck, baby.
Yeah, it's a lot.
We're gonna go to 4.
Yeah, it's slightly better than being at 3.
Only marginally.
I don't know. Looking at how that played out, the Manamorphose first was probably correct if they didn't have the land, right?
Yeah.
Like, it just gets you the extra prowess trigger on the Soulscar Mage, and then if you hit the land, it's really having fun. That's a really good draw. Yeah, I mean, you could anger this turn. Probably correct. This is where it's awkward, though. Like, if we had played the... I guess if we had played the fetch line, we'd just be at 3, though.
Is it better to be at 7 here? I think it's better to just anger.
Yeah, no, hold on. It actually just straight better to play the Baloth, right? Because if there's a world where they're going to punch through this Baloth, they would just kill us. There's no 2 spells that they could play that wouldn't be 4 damage.
Okay.
Other than, yeah, I mean, even Lava Dart would be 4 damage. You can get the Cinderglade, right? Nice. Cinderglade's actually great. Like, having a pain-free mountain forest is nice.
Yeah, most lists play 2. I probably should fix my mana so that I can do that.
I honestly think the Sheltered Thicket is just terrible. I've never wanted that card.
Are we dead, fam? Are we dead? Or are we alive? Are we alive and kicking?
We're certainly not in a great spot, regardless of, whether we're dead or not this turn.
Did they just gut shot their own dude?
No, they got shot our face.
Oh, alright. We're probably dead then.
Yeah, I think so too. Okay. Okay. No attacks because they're greedy. One time. Can dream.
I block this one, right?
Yeah, definitely block the souls there. It doesn't matter a lot, but actually, it just doesn't matter at all. So what elves anger?
We could
You
also
can't do that in the right order, though, can you?
We can. Well, we can search anger and save the Wood
Yeah.
Elves.
Yeah, you should do that. I was hoping to use the Wood Elves as a blocker, but we can't do that
No.
in an order where it works. But they only have 1 card in hand, and we're at 4, so we actually aren't in the worst spot. If you draw Escape Shift, we'll probably win this game.
Should I attack?
No. You should probably not do that. I say probably because, you know, I don't know for sure. Sound good. That was a pretty good one card.
We gotta be dead to this, right?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, they could just be trying to get in the 1 to play the 3. It makes sense also.
It's just lethal, right?
Not lethal. Oh yeah, they can second mountain. It is.
That was close.
Yeah, considering we had to like shock ourselves on turn 1 on the draw. I know that Veil of Summer is like super broken, but why doesn't it just give you Hexproof from everything?
Just counter burn spells.
Yeah, I already know it's the best card of that type that's ever been printed, but why isn't it just a little bit better?
I'm gonna keep this.
Okay.
I think it's like kind of bad in this matchup because it's, you know, got a 3-mana ramp spell.
Right.
But
Yeah, it's definitely slow, but
it's got Bolt on the play and like.
yeah. It's not perfect, but it is reasonable. We might not get lit up the stage on turn 2 this time.
It's everything I've ever wanted. It's not to get not to have that happen to me.
I assume, yeah, stomping grounds tap makes no sense. Man, we're still gonna get our stage lit up. Oh.
Less likely now.
Yeah. The fact that our opponent has crashed through in the deck right now leads me to believe that they probably don't have a lot of sideboard for this matchup.
Hey Matt, what if I told you we drew a land every turn in this game?
I would believe you because we're playing a lot of them. It's only been 3 turns. We've only had 2 draw steps.
Hey, don't take away my complaint equity. Don't appreciate that. My favorite thing that anyone has ever said to anybody on Moto is calling somebody a lecker, by the way. It's like so funny to me every time somebody's posted a screenshot with that word. Such a lucker. It's like, what does that mean?
I have never had anybody say that.
Oh, I'll get you a screenshot. I've seen it so many times. You're such a lucker.
Nice.
Alright, well. Certainly true at this moment, I guess.
I feel like this is my big problem with Volakit, is I feel like I'm always way better at drawing Primeval Titan than I am at drawing
Scape Shift? Yeah, we've certainly drawn substantially more Primeval Titans than we have Scape Shifts.
Right, and it's always like, this Titan's not actually very good, but Scape Shift would end the game.
Huh.
These Summoner's Pack so you can block.
Yeah. Should I Summoner's Pact for a Baloth, is the question.
Yeah, that makes some sense to me, because you're going to have 6 anyway, right? This is going to punish us if we actually do draw the Scape Shift, but
It's
they're at 20 though, so we have to have 8 lands in play anyway, so... Veloth seems a lot better.
Oh man. Probably just play the Stomping Grounds, right?
Yeah, I think so. If they print a 4/4 for 4, it gains you 4 life, and you get a lamp from your deck into play.
I'd be the happiest man in the world. What do you? I don't even know what you. It just sounds like a good time.
Would that be good?
Yeah, it would. That would be good. That's a really old reference at this point in our lives, Matt.
Yeah, it is.
There's no reason to play this, right?
No.
Like, next turn we...
maybe should suspend it though, right? Because you're gonna cast Titan next turn. You don't have mana to do it next turn either.
Yeah, and if we draw Scapeshift, we already have lethal.
That's actually not true.
Well, we have an attacker. I don't know. Maybe I'm not supposed to cast it in case I draw Scapeshift.
I mean, Scapeshift actually is a pretty good reason not to. I like it when our opponent's casting 3 mana.
Yeah, I like when my opponent casts Divination too. Ooh, look at that though.
If only it was as good as Divination. Yeah, Alpine.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have a secret for you, Matt.
What?
We're gonna get some zombies coming here.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, I mean, hopefully that's good enough. Having the fetch land is nice.
And we're gonna
probably get a Valakut anyway, right? Because
yeah.
It's just a different land.
I just block this at this point,
Yeah,
right?
Definitely jump 100%.
Alright, so we have 5 lands now. So any 2 lands we grab with Titan is 2 zombies with
Illidan.
yeah.
Is that true? Do we need 2 different lands?
Yeah.
Or yeah, they has to be Field of the Dead. It has to be Field of the Dead and one that's not.
Yeah. That's what I meant. Is this only 6 lands?
Yeah, you only have 6.
I'm stupid. Alright, good talk.
I would just get the Valakut because it's like the worst draw in the deck and we have plenty of green. I guess you can get a fetch though. Maybe a fetch was actually just definitely better.
That's fair.
You should play the fetch now though. Yeah, we should have gotten Bloodstained Mire or Windswept Heath there, huh?
Yeah.
Even Weighted Flails would have been fine. Or just the same. This is going to be a hard game to win.
Is it?
It's possible you'll get a lot of equity out of attacking.
This
and
Titan's going to attack, and I'm going to anger, right?
Yeah, I think if they try to block with some Metal Warriors might be good. Crash there, yeah. We're just dead. It's interesting to me that Alpine Moon has been seeing way more play than it ever has before after everybody started playing Field of Death.
Hold on.
I would just put one on everybody. It's just it blocks the most.
Well, here's the thing: is if they have lightning bolt, with the I almost want to just do.
Put the Titan in front of something else, and then.
Well, even then that doesn't work, right? Because they all get prowess, and the Titan becomes a 3/3.
Sure. So you could double block a Swift Spear with a Titan and a zombie.
Like, legitimately, they have 2 cards in hand. Is it not just better to do this?
Yeah, you could. We're probably gonna die, but.
Why would we die? Oh, they have trample. It's trample.
Take 5.
It's trample. 5 plus 5 is 10. We would only take 10 off of a bolt here, right?
No.
Or no, because they'd all get bigger.
It'd be 11, but.
All right. I guess the bolt killing my Titan is actually.
I think that you should double block a Soulscar Mage with the Titan and a zombie.
Why?
And then put the other zombie on something as well.
Why do you like this block?
Because this guarantees that you kill the Soulscar Mage, right?
Yes.
If our opponent doesn't have Lightning Bolt, then whatever, right? But if they do, then if they bolt the Primeval Titan, they're still going to lose their Soulscar Mage.
Okay.
I'm really surprised that I guess they wanted to kill the Titan, though. That's why they would do that. I don't actually think that we can win this game, for what it's worth. Unless you draw another Anger of the Gods right now. Or a Shelter of Curse Swallow.
That does it. That's helpful.
Maybe. It's not nothing, that's for sure, but...
I should have attacked first, though. I'm stupid.
Sure. It happens. I doubt if they would have blocked, but, you know, it's still some damage that we could have gotten in. Nothing else, right? And then here we're just definitely going to get fetch lands, right?
Yeah. I mean, we're like pretty close to dead to these Ramen-Up Ruins, though.
Yeah, that's true. I'm surprised that our opponent used... I guess they had Lightning Bolt, though. They crashed through some broken. I'm surprised that they didn't just go upstairs with the Wolf, to be honest. I would have just bolted the base in that spot.
Alright, that's game, right?
I mean, mostly, yeah. But in theory, if they have 2 lands in hand... It's kind of like 2 lands. So you definitely want to fetch before playing. Okay. I'm not gonna make you do it.
Oh, that was... Oh, no, that's fine.
We have to be swinging because we need to beat these Ramen-Up Ruins. We have to take with Breaking Method at least.
I think we should probably attack with zombies too, right?
Well, a lot of the zombies just get eaten, right? That doesn't actually help us.
That's fine. All right.
We might not be able to get fish that thing.
No, we can't.
If we had a second field dead, might be able to win this game. Okay, hold on. Just fetch twice. Wait. Just fetch twice.
Then we just died to these remnant ruins.
Not necessarily.
All right.
It takes them a lot of mana. They can't even activate this turn, right? And we have Baloths in the deck. So. And Summoner's Pact for Baloth. And the Remnant runes don't work with Blood Moon in play anyway.
All right. So
Attack 6 of these. They block 2. They take 8.
and then they can't attack back.
Yeah, we would block though. We'd have 2 blockers. And then we would have 4 on the way back again, which would be another 8. So that's actually not very good. So probably no attacks, I guess. You should cast the search though, right? Why are we holding?
What's the?
Oh, there are mountains in the deck. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think about the mountains in the deck. It's to scare him, Matt Kling.
Sure, I guess they could believe it's lightning bolt. Although if it was lightning bolt, it would definitely have gotten a lot more aggressive than that. I appreciate us getting like max punished though and drawing a mountain.
You're such a sweetheart.
These Valakids also tap for any color.
Why do they do that?
Because that's what Alpine Moon does.
Oh.
Yeah, I would play it.
Is this a better attack now, though?
It's probably gonna get its beat down on. Yeah, it might be. Okay, it's true. So attack with 6 of them, or you can attack with 7 of them even, if you're really feeling risky.
We attack with 7 of them, and then
They take 10, and they cannot attack us back unless they have. Even Bolt though, we can still beat Bolt. I think it's fine. Attack 7. It's like bad against specifically. Well, it's bad against double spell, but we don't think they have double
we
spell.
lose to double spell. We have 4
Yeah,
life.
that's what I'm saying. We don't think they have double spell because we'd be dead. If they have lava dart, or like they could also have swift spears in hand or something like that, right? They wouldn't cast swift spear because they have like 100 mana and we have 50 blockers. So. Pretty unlikely that they have an instant speed spell in hand based on that block.
What is happening? Alright, so if we just attack with everything, they...
Block, they take 11. Yeah, looks good to me. Even if they have Bolt, they'd still take 9. Strange game. I feel like you tried to concede that game like 4 times.
You tried to!
That's not true. You literally have your hands on the controls trying to click right click concede.
That's not even true!
Let's go back and watch the video.
Let's do it.
When they cast the Blood Moon, you tried to concede.
That's true. That time I did.
Yeah.
Alright, we might have to call it on this one, man. I do not feel good, and we have to chat about some stuff.
Okay.
Thank you to the person who was watching, even if it was Matt. We'll talk to everybody later.